Okay, let's dive into this. I want you to think about something for a moment. What hurts more, the pain of trying or the pain of knowing you never tried at all?
Really let that sink in deeply for a second. When we look at human behavior, the truth is most people don't fail because they aren't capable. They really don't lack the intelligence or the talent. They fail because, well, they simply quit too early.
And why do they quit? It's because we so often let the fleeting, temporary pain of effort convince us to completely abandon the lifelong, permanent dreams we originally set out to achieve. We end up trading what we want most in the world for what just feels comfortable right now. It's a tragic exchange rate, but honestly, we see it happen every single day.
Let's trace how this actually happens, because it's a super relatable progression. There was a time, maybe years ago, when you were full of energy, right? Full of dreams. You genuinely believed you could become something great. But then, life happens. You fail. You get rejected. Things definitely don't go the way you meticulously planned. And slowly, you begin to doubt yourself. Procrastination creeps in. Until finally, today, that massive fire inside you has just quietly faded away.
And when that fire fades, we tend to tell ourselves a very specific, comfortable lie. Maybe this isn't for me. Now, I want to be perfectly clear about this. Telling yourself this isn't some sign from the universe that you actually lack the ability to do it. It's simply an excuse. It's just a psychological defense mechanism because it became way too painful and way too exhausting to keep trying.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is this massive contrast right here. Let me tell you something most people don't realize. The pain you're running from, it's temporary. The struggle, the stress, those absolutely miserable sleepless nights, they do not last forever. But regret is entirely different. Regret doesn't just fade away. It is a permanent shadow that follows you forever.
See, regret doesn't shout at you. It whispers. It waits until you're lying in bed, the lights are out, everything is dead quiet, and it intrudes into your mind with thoughts exactly like this. You could have done more.
It's this persistent, nagging internal monologue, just a constant, quiet reminder echoing in the back of your head, saying, you gave up too soon. It reminds you of that premature surrender every single time you see someone else living out the exact dream you abandoned.
And then comes the ultimate, devastating whisper. That could have been your life. I mean, just imagine waking up at 70 years old, looking back and realizing your entire life could have been totally different if you had just endured a little bit more of that temporary pain.
But here is the massive reframe. One day, if you push through, you're going to wake up and realize the absolute truth. The pain you were so desperately trying to avoid, it wasn't a warning sign telling you to stop. It was the road. It was the necessary, unavoidable path directly to the life you actually wanted.
Which brings us to a really harsh reality. The comfort you chose, the extra hour of sleep, the decision to skip the workout, the choice to put off that incredibly difficult phone call. The comfort you chose to escape the pain is exactly what kept you stuck in place. Comfort isn't a reward when you haven't done the work. Comfort is the trap that literally steals your future. Listen, nobody enjoys the struggle. Like literally nobody wakes up excited to fail or get rejected. But the people who succeed, the ones who make it to the finish line, they feel the exact same pain that you do. The identical burning in their lungs, the exact same sting of rejection. The big difference is they don't run from it. They face it. They fight through it. They just keep going when every single cell in their body is screaming at them to stop.
So, look at where you are right now. You are standing at a major crossroads. You have two very distinct choices. You can stay exactly where you are, comfortable, relatively safe, and absolutely full of perfectly logical excuses. Or you can get up, face the pain head-on, and fight relentlessly for the life you absolutely know you deserve.
Because one day you're going to look back and you will realize that this exact moment matters. The specific moments in your life where you feel the most tired, the most defeated, the most tempted to just throw in the towel, those are your defining moments. It's the exact second where you either cement the habit of quitting or you build the muscle of rising. Years from now, I promise you, you won't remember how hard the struggle was. The memory of physical or mental exhaustion, that fades. But you will never, ever forget if you gave up. You will remember if you let fear win. You will permanently carry the memory of choosing comfort over your own growth.
So the crucial point is, that feeling of surrendering to fear, of backing down when you knew deep down you had more in the tank, that feeling is regret. And regret lasts forever.
It is absolutely the heaviest burden you can carry through life.
So here's your playbook. Don't run from the pain. Accept it. Use it. Let all of that frustration and difficulty become your fuel. And most importantly, let it build you. Every single time you step into the fire and don't quit, you are forging a stronger, much more resilient version of yourself.
So I'm asking you directly, right now, get up. Stop waiting for the perfect moment or for the work to somehow magically get easier. It won't get easier, you just have to get stronger. Stop doubting your capacity to endure. You have successfully survived every single difficult day you've ever faced so far. It is time to fight for your dreams and abandon all hesitation.
The choice is entirely in your hands, and the stakes are quite literally the rest of your life. So what's it going to be? Will you succumb to the temporary pain, or will you fight until you win? Make your choice. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you next time.